host Wayne, and in today's video we will be heading over to my buddy Matt's house to check out his Galaxian arcade machine, and it's the cocktail version. So let's coin on up, and we'll head on over there. Here we are at Matt's again. Hey Matt, how's it going?
I'm going alright.
Good, good. Well, here's the Galaxian cocktail machine. So actually, Matt and I, we own this machine together.
Yeah, we co-own it.
So we circulate whose place it's at, and rotation like every year or so. So right now it's at Matt's house, and we got this from a local operator. They actually have a little lobby display at their location of machines they have for sale, and I saw this game through their window that they had it for sale, and went in and made a deal, and Matt and I bought it.
Yeah, I mean, one thing you can see about this as opposed to any of the other upright cabs is this is a sit-down cab. Right?
So you have one player on each side, and you alternate whose turn it is, and then the screen will flip. So after I die, then it'll be Matt's turn, and the screen will flip, and it'll be his turn. As you can see, it's a 13-inch monitor. They did actually make this two different versions, a 19-inch monitor and the 13. I'm not exactly sure if the 13 is more rare, but I know I've never seen the 13 before purchasing this one. So it's kind of unique that they made it two different sizes.
Yeah, it's interesting that they did that.
And Galaxian was made by Namco, licensed to Midway for release in the United States, similar to Pac-Man. So you can see on the front it only has one coin mech center instead of two side by side like most games of this era. But a unique thing about Galaxian is that it is considered to be the first color arcade machine. So 1979. First full color. There were some that had partial color, but not the full monitor. So first arcade machine to have a full color monitor.
It's a really nice piece of history for us here. And it plays really, really nicely.
The top you can see is a bit aged, but I don't mind it. No. I think it gives it character.
Yeah, it adds to the charm of the machine.
Yeah. So we're going to play a game and show you the gameplay.
Yeah, so I'm going to start playing here so you can get a good idea about how the game is. One of the things I wanted to point out is, like Wayne was mentioning earlier, there's only one coin slot. So you can actually start the one player and two player from the one player spot. There's two separate buttons for that. Wayne has been kind enough to let me play while he films, so we're going to see how well we do here. So I'm going to start the game. For those of you who are fans of Space Invaders, you might notice that there's some similarities. But Space Invaders, you didn't have as many things dive bomb you right away. Oh.
So the sequel to Galaxian is of course Galaga.
The more well-known game out of the two.
With Galaxian you cannot get multiple ships like in Galaga, where the enemies will capture your ship and then you can get two ships side by side. In Galaxian you have just the one ship and only one missile on the screen at a time.
So if I miss an enemy, it takes me longer to do my next shot, which is not good.
I personally like Galaxian better than Galaga.
Oh,
I find it more challenging.
I got to their freestyle point, but not much farther than that.
All right, now I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, Wayne's shot probably will go a little bit down.
Alright, we'll see how rusty I am. It's been a while.
Already looks like he's doing better than me. Oh.
Sometimes I'll try to follow a column over as they go from one side of the screen to the other. Ooh.
Yeah, that was rough.
You'll notice that the humming sound that you hear is created by the pack of aliens, and as you destroy them, the sound diminishes.
And now they go into a little freestyle mode where they just fly around and try and get you.
And now the sound will come back. I love these classic sounds.
Oh, look at that.
And I have achieved the high score for the day. Was waiting for my missile there. That was close. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Bob and weave.
Dodge just barely.
Oh. Thought I could sneak in there and get it.
It was a tough break. One more. Oh.
He's being tricky. Uh-oh.
Got him.
Got him. Third wave.
It's an impressive display. much unlike my garbage display earlier.
I saw that.
Oh, tough luck. Boxed in.
7,480.
Not just slightly higher than my score.
I think my personal best is in the 10,000s. So yes, you do get a bonus ship at 10,000.
So you've gotten at least one bonus ship before.
Uh-huh. Now, as was typical for Midway back in the day, they did make the game in 3 different cabinet versions. The cocktail version, the cabaret version, and then the full-size upright. I'm not sure on the numbers for each one, but usually the upright was the one that had the most units made, and then the cabarets, the smaller size, typically 2/3 the size of a full-size upright, were meant for smaller locations like laundromats, dentist's office, things like that.
There were cool dentists back in the day. That surprises me. Yeah, and then the cocktail cabs, which we're sitting at right now.
Yes, and the cocktails got their name for, being in bars and people would set their drinks on them while they played.
Yeah, we don't advise that if you're going to come to some of our events and hang out and play these. We typically keep the drinks off the cabs.
That's right. Another feature on this arcade machine that's worth mentioning is, you notice there's no joystick. They felt that the joystick would be too high underneath on the cabinet and it would get in the way, so they designed this little lever essentially to move your ship left and right. So as far as I know, it's the only game to have a little lever like that instead of a trackball or a joystick or a spinner. As you can see, the different enemies have different point values and different values depending on if they're in the convoy or if they're swooping down and attacking you.
Definitely explains how you got more points. Well, and the fact that you stayed alive a lot longer than I did.
Next, we're going to slide the game out and open it up and show you the inside for those of you who have not seen the inside of a cocktail machine before. Obviously, the size is smaller than the full-size upright, so everything is more compact on the inside, and we'll show you that next. Like control panels on upright machines, there are two latches to disengage, and that frees up the top of the machine, so now I can open the top. Okay, so here's the inside of the machine. You have the monitor, of course, with the monitor chassis, and then the transformer, the PCB, the brains of the operation, the game board. In typical fashion of Namco games back in the day like this, so like Pac-Man, Ms. Pac-Man, Galaxian, and I think possibly Galaga as well. Power supply is on the board itself, not separate. So the power supply is on the PCB. You'll notice on this side of the machine there's a card for operators for setting the options of the game. So if you want to change the difficulty, the number of players, or the number of quarters it takes to play the game, or your bonus ships, that's all adjustable on the dip switch settings, which are on the game board. On the top of the PCB is the wire harness that goes to each control panel. There is one speaker in the bottom of the cabinet, and to my surprise there is an exhaust fan, which I find surprising for a game of this era. And then of course the coin bucket. When you open the door, there is a free play button, credit button, as well as a test mode button. We will close it up, turn the game back on, and show you that. Okay, you see in the bottom left corner of the monitor, we have it on free play when we have the game at Matt and Mai's house, or when we have it out on location at events. It's on free play, obviously. So I'm going to flip that switch now, the service switch inside the coin door. Just going to go through a little cycle here. So now that OK is telling us that the board is OK, all the RAM is checked out. It did a little diagnostic check. And it's telling us next that the game is on free play. It's telling us that the bonus life, the extra ship, is set at 10,000 points, and that you start the game with 3 ships. And now I can flip it back, and then it goes back to the demo screen. Well, that's going to do it for today's video, everybody. We hope you enjoyed the Galaxian machine today. Remember, keep some quarters in your pocket, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching.